Evan had always believed that humanity's first encounter with alien life would be an event announced with grand speeches, flashing cameras, and a nervous UN council. He never imagined it would happen quietly on a deep space research station orbiting a red giant where he, a junior engineer, was simply trying to find the nearest maintenance hatch. Elizabeth would have teased him for it if she were there. She often joked that Evan could outsmart a quantum reactor, but still get lost in a corridor with only two possible directions. Tonight, she wasn't wrong. The station, Helios 7, was a sprawling mix of human and alien architecture, built in cooperation with the newly met Thauri Dominion. Their crystalline structures and shifting corridors were beautiful, but they also tended to rearrange themselves during energy surges. Something Evan kept forgetting. The hallway flickered blue, forming new patterns along the walls. "Great," he muttered. "Another reroute. I swear these halls are alive." He tapped his wrist console, searching for a map, but the screen lagged, probably from the station-wide diagnostics Elizabeth was running. She was a scientist, brilliant and meticulous, and currently testing atmospheric harmonics. If she knew he was wandering blind, she would have dragged him back to engineering herself. Evan sighed and pushed open the next door, expecting a maintenance room full of humming coils. Instead, the door slid open to reveal a spacious chamber glowing with soft amber light. The air smelled faintly of flowers, something sweet, unfamiliar. Then he froze. A tall, silver-skinned alien woman stood in the center, adjusting the crystalline bands around her waist. Thauri anatomy differed slightly from human sleeker limbs, shimmering plates instead of clothing and expressive eyes that glowed faintly with emotion. She noticed him the same instant he noticed her. Evan's brain short-circuited. "Oh, a wrong room," he blurted, instinctively stepping back, but the crystalline door sealed shut behind him. The alien woman tilted her head. "You are human male?" Her voice sang like vibrating glass. Yeah. Definitely human. Definitely male. And definitely lost." Her glowing eyes narrowed with curiosity. Evan tried not to panic. He had accidentally walked into a private Thauri chamber, possibly sacred, possibly dangerous, possibly something he really wasn't supposed to see. Trying to recover his dignity, he forced out an apology. "I'm really sorry. I thought this was a maintenance room, not your room." She stepped closer. Taller than him by a head, elegant, statuesque. Her movements were smooth, almost floating. "Humans seldom enter private quarters without invitation," she said calmly. "That's true," Evan admitted. "Usually we don't." She studied him, expression unreadable. Evan felt sweat forming at the back of his neck. "Great, I'm going to start an interspecies incident because I can't read signs." Then his gaze accidentally drifted behind her, and before his mouth could check with his brain, the words escaped. Your ass is so nice." Silence. Absolute, suffocating silence. Evan wanted to crawl into an air vent and never return. Why had he said that? Why would any sane human do that? He braced himself for shouting or a slap or a diplomatic disaster. Instead, the alien woman blinked, then smiled. A bright, delighted, luminous smile. "You perceive my form as aesthetically pleasing?" she asked. Evan swallowed. I mean, yes. I'm sorry. That just slipped out. Humans compliment people sometimes, but not like I'm out like that. Or not usually. Or look, I'm really sorry." Her smile widened. "You speak boldly for one so small." "Small?" Evan said, offended. "I'm average height." The alien woman laughed. A warm, resonant sound. "I am Cyril," she said, placing a hand on her chest. "This chamber is attunement space for energy realignment. You have entered during calibration, so—" "Not a shower, then?" Evan asked hopefully. "No," she said, amused. "Though Thauri bathing rituals are similar in temperature." He turned scarlet. Before Evan could embarrass himself further, the chamber door chimed and slid open. Elizabeth stood there, breathing hard, hair slightly frizzed, irritation radiating off her. "There you are!" she snapped. "Do you know I've been searching every floor for you?" You wandered into a restricted... She stopped mid-sentence when she saw Cyril. Evan braced for impact. Elizabeth was protective, intensely so, and she didn't like surprises, especially glowing. 7-foot-tall alien surprises. Evan, she said slowly. Why are you in an alien woman's room? Funny story. Evan squeaked. I got lost. The hallway moved. I walked in by mistake. And then I complimented her. Elizabeth squinted. Complimented what, exactly? Evan nearly died of shame. Her, posterior region. Elizabeth stared at Cyril. And you're not offended? Cyril smiled again. Humans value honesty. I appreciate this human's directness. Elizabeth crossed her arms. He's not usually direct. He's just a disaster. Hey. Evan protested, but Cyril tilted her head. He is unrefined, she said thoughtfully. Yet sincere. Elizabeth snorted. That's one word for him. Cyril turned her attention to Elizabeth. You are partnered? Elizabeth blinked. Partnered? Oh, no, like that. Evan and I just worked together. Evan tried not to let disappointment show, but Cyril's glow brightened as if she sensed it. Your species is curious, Cyril said warmly. You stumble, apologize, panic, and yet you still compliment boldly. Evan lifted his chin. Well, humans have range. Elizabeth rolled her eyes. Humans have no filter. But Cyril stepped even closer, gently tapping one finger against Evan's chest. And yet humans also have courage. Your species arrived in a star system no other civilization dared approach. You built this station beside a dying star. You work with us despite not understanding half our structures. This is, admirable. Evan felt something shift in the room in acknowledgement. A rare respect shared between species. HFY wasn't about arrogance. It was about defiance, curiosity, and the bravery to keep going even when everything felt overwhelming. Elizabeth softened a little. Thank you, Cyril. That means a lot. Cyril inclined her head. Evan of humanity, yes? Next time you enter my chamber. Evan tensed. Announce yourself first. He nodded vigorously. Absolutely. Great plan. Fantastic plan. And, she added with a playful gleam in her eyes, your compliments. May continue. Elizabeth groaned. Please don't encourage him. Evan swallowed, unsure if this was a dream. Cyril touched the crystal wall, opening the door fully. Return when the corridors confuse you again. I will help you navigate. Evan stood frozen until Elizabeth grabbed his wrist and dragged him out. As the door closed. Cyril called softly, Humans have fascinating instincts. Evan, do not lose them. Elizabeth whispered. Half amused, half irritated, I leave you alone for 5 minutes. And you start interspecies diplomacy with flirting? I wasn't flirting. Evan protested. You complimented a 7-foot alien warrior's backside. Okay, maybe I was flirting. Elizabeth shook her head but couldn't hide her smile on Helios 7. Humanity had once again proven something unexpected. Something glorious. Even standing among advanced alien species, humans still had unmatched courage and questionable timing, but they were impossible to ignore. And sometimes wonderfully accidentally charming.